It promised to be the next great fantasy epic. But something's gone wrong. The Wheel of Time gave us magic, mystery, and a world full of danger, yet now it feels like we're watching something important slip away. Fans are worried. Viewers are asking if the story will ever be finished. And I believe the only way this show can truly survive is if another platform steps in before it's too late. Asterisk, The Wheel of Time is not just another fantasy show. It's based on a massive 14-book series written by Robert Jordan. For years, fans have called it one of the most detailed and rich fantasy stories ever, written right up there with The Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones. And when Amazon Prime announced it was turning it into a live-action series, the fantasy community got very excited. Finally, we'd get to see the world of Rand al'Thor Moiraine and the One Power brought to life on screen. Asterisk, the story takes place in a magical world where time is like a wheel, spinning through ages again and again. People are reborn, prophecies return, and ancient powers rise. At the center of this turning wheel is a young man named Rand al'Thor. He doesn't know it at first, but he's something called the Dragon Reborn, a person who will either save the world or destroy it. No pressure, right? Asterisk. Alongside Rand are his close friends from a small village, Mat Pereng, Egwene, and Nene. They are pulled into a massive adventure after a powerful woman named Moiraine shows up and tells them that their lives are not what they thought. Moiraine is an Aes Sedai, a member of a group of women who can channel the One Power, a kind of magic tied to the forces of nature. But this magic is dangerous. In fact, when men use it, they often go mad. And yet, it's a male who must use it to fight the Dark One, a being of pure evil who wants to break the Wheel of Time itself. Asterisk, that's the setup. Sounds huge, right? Because it is. The Wheel of Time is all about fate, power, choices, and whether the future is set in stone or can be changed. The books go deep into the lives of each character, their inner struggles, and how power can both save and ruin them. Every small action has meaning. Every prophecy matters. And fans have been waiting decades to see these themes brought to life on screen. Asterisk. Now, when Amazon launched Season 1, it had everything you'd expect from a big fantasy show. A massive budget, beautiful settings, epic music, and characters that looked like they had real stories behind their eyes. It wasn't perfect, but it had potential. Season 2 picked up the pace, introducing more characters, more magic, and much higher stakes. We saw the world get bigger, darker, asterisk. But here's the problem. There's still so much story left, and the show hasn't even scratched the surface of some of the biggest moments in the books. The prophecies are just beginning. The true threat of the Dark One still feels far away. And Rand's role as the Dragon Reborn, arguably the heart of the story, is only starting to unfold. If the show doesn't get the time or the support it needs, it might never reach its full potential. Asterisk, that's what's worrying fans, because we've seen this happen before. Great fantasy stories get cut short. Studios lose interest. Budgets get slashed. And what could have been a legendary show turns into a forgotten promise. People are afraid the Wheel of Time might be heading that way, unless something changes. Asterisk. And that's why this conversation matters. Asterisk, if you're someone who hasn't seen the show yet, or you're unsure whether it's worth your time, understand. The Wheel of Time is not just about big battles and cool magic. It's about identity, about fear, about power, and about how far people are willing to go to fight destiny. It's a slow build, yes, but the payoff, if it's allowed to happen, could be something truly unforgettable. Asterisk. And that brings us to the next part of this story. What's not working and why it's putting everything at risk.